Mr. President, meron po bang pisikal na kopya ng warrant of arrest laban kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte mula sa ICC?
Oh, meron. This came in. Actually, it came in. I received it from Secretary Remulla. I received it at 3 a.m. last night, and I looked at it, and we went back and forth. 6:30, he wrote me again, and he said, "We have it already. We have the warrant of arrest from Interpol." And I said, "Okay, we'll put all our plans into place, and sige, let's proceed as we had discussed." Now that's what happened. So yes, there is a very clear document that will explain that will explain the basis on how we conducted this arrest of former President Duterte.
Sir, is it okay if we give them copies of the arrest warrant, photocopies of the arrest warrant? Will that be possible?
Do we have limitations on that?
We have the limitations, but we can.
We have here the SILG, who has been, of course, part and parcel of the entire operation.
We will provide the PCO with a digital copy. It has been attested by the Secretary of Justice and the Department of Justice as a lawful and legal warrant. We will publish it after this press conference, and you can use it as reference.
These are, it's very simple. It's a request to the Philippine government from Interpol to enforce the arrest warrant. And of course, we comply with our commitments to Interpol. We did not do this because it was derived from or it came from ICC. We did this because Interpol asked us to do it. And we have commitments to them, and we lived up to those commitments.
And Mayor Bastes statement over the weekend saying na walang utang na loob si Pangulong Marcos kasi parang nakalimutan na yung tatay niya, yung nagpalibing sa kay former President Marcos Sr. sa libingan ng mga bayani. Your thoughts on this, ma'am?
Yes, opo. As early as 2016, dati pa pong senador ang Pangulo ngayon. Nagpasalamat na po ang Pangulo, 2016 pa po, sa Supreme Court na nagbigay ng desisyon na dapat ilibing ang kanyang ama sa libingan ng mga bayani. Nagpasalamat din po siya. At babasahin ko po ang mensahe. 2016 pa po ito na magpasalamat ang dating Senador Bongbong Marcos. And I quote, "We also would like to extend our sincerest gratitude to President Rodrigo Duterte as his unwavering commitment to this issue sustained us this past several months. Our family will forever be thankful for this kind gesture." Noon pa po sila nagpasalamat. At sinabi nga nila, forever silang tatanaw ng utang na loob sa napakagandang gesture ng dating Pangulong Duterte. Pero ang pagtanaw po ng utang na loob ay hindi dapat madiskaril at hindi dapat magtraidor sa batas at sa hustisya. Ginamit mo ni dating Pangulong Duterte ang batas. Ito po'y nauugnay sa RA 289 patungkol po sa pagpapalibing sa libingan ng mga bayani at sinusugan po ito ng Presidential Proclamation 208 ni dating Pangulong Marcos. At mayroon din pong regulation, ang AFP G-161-373 na kabilang ang Pangulo or Commander-in-Chief na entitled to interment at the libingan ng mga bayani. Lahat naman po ito ay may basihan nung isinagawa ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Ang pagpapaaresto naman po o pagsusurrender kay dating Pangulong Duterte sa ICC ay meron din pong kaugnayan na batas at meron po tayong sinusunod na commitment para sa Interpol. Ngayon, hindi po dapat mahinto ng utang na loob ang pagpapatupad ng batas. Hindi po dapat traidorin, katulad ng aking sinabi, ang pagpapatupad ng batas, ang pagpapatupad ng commitment with the Interpol. Hindi po dapat na dahil lang kaibigan o dahil naging kasama, hindi na po tutuparin ang batas at tatraidorin na po ang konstitusyon dahil lamang sa utang na loob. Dahil basta sinasabi ito ni Mayor Baste Duterte ng tanong ng utang na loob, ito po ba yung ginamit kaya ng dating Pangulong Duterte nung i-appoint niya ang isang Chinese national na si Michael Yang bilang kanyang economic advisor? Hindi po ba ito pagtataksil? Dahil isang Chinese national ang in-appoint bilang economic advisor. Dahil din po ba ito sa utang na loob? Tanong lang po yan. Opo, makikipag-ugnayan po tayo, lalong-lalo na po talagang dumarami po ang fake news para po malihis ang katotohanan. Kitang-kita po ninyo, kahit po mismo si ES, dating ES, Medialdea, nakita po natin kung paano po ba niya nabanggit na nawawala ang dating Pangulong Duterte na yun po ay pinasinungalingan mismo ng ICC. So yung mga ganun pong mga irresponsableng mga pananalita ay dapat pong ang tao ay magmasid, mag-isip at matuto pang mag-evaluate para po hindi po nagugulo ang ating isipan at damdamin. Morning.
The spread of misinformation became rampant, and no less than the First Lady has been a victim of fake news. What are the steps being taken by the Palace or PCO to combat misinformation?
This is very obvious that more fake news are lingering. Maybe because of the present situation regarding the arrest of former President Duterte. We are taking steps like what we had last week. We had this live discussion with the concerned authorities to answer all those issues that had been raised by some people from the mainstream and also from the social media. So with this kind of projects that we have with the PCOO, like the press briefing and the live discussion, I think people will have this chance to know what is fake news and what is not.
I understand NBI is making a plan of action as well as the PNP to run after fake news peddlers. Kayo po sa PCO, nakikipag-ugnayan ba kayo sa mga agency na to?
Opo, makikipag-ugnayan po tayo, lalong-lalo na po talagang dumarami po ang fake news para po malihis ang katotohanan. Kitang-kita po ninyo, kahit po mismo si ES, dating ES, Medialdea, nakita po natin kung paano po ba niya nabanggit na nawawala ang dating Pangulong Duterte na yun po ay pinasinungalingan mismo ng ICC. So yung mga ganun pong mga irresponsableng mga pananalita ay dapat pong ang tao ay magmasid, mag-isip at matuto pang mag-evaluate para po hindi po nagugulo ang ating isipan at damdamin.
Pero naniniwala po ba kayo it's about time na may masampulan dun sa mga nagpapakalat ng fake news?
Pinag-aaralan po natin yan.